The Naruto fandom can be pretty irrational from time to time, and this is very obvious when you take a look at the double standards most people that like Naruto have on Jiraiya and Hiruzen. I don't have to say that Jiraiya is one of the most popular characters in the Naruto series. Everybody pretty much loves the guy, and he ranks really well in the Naruto top 99 ranking poll. On the other hand, most people despise Hiruzen for not raising Naruto like his own son. And you can argue that Hiruzen didn't do the best job raising Naruto and preparing him for life, but Jiraiya wasn't even present for the first 12 years of Naruto's life. Okay, let's recap why people detest Hiruzen so much in more detail. We see Minato's flashback that after Minato died and Kushina is about to die, Hiruzen arrives to the spot where Minato sealed the Nine Tails in Naruto, and Kushina asks Hiruzen to take care of Naruto. Hiruzen grabs baby Naruto and says, "Yes, you can count on me." And then when we jump to chapter 1 of the series, Naruto is living alone in an apartment. People pretty much hate him all around the village, and he doesn't have any friends. He's a very lonely guy. We even see that he is buying spoiled milk. That's why he couldn't kiss Sakura while he was disguising himself as Sasuke in chapter 3. He's had a bout of explosive diarrhea. And he's not living the healthiest of lifestyles. He's a very sad kid because he's really lonely. We all know that, it's the premise of the story. But let's take a look at what Hiruzen's done for Naruto while he was growing up. First of all, he literally gave Naruto a home to live in. He didn't buy that apartment because he was a kid, he didn't work. And this is where many people are going to reference the rent scene. That scene where Hiruzen arrives to Naruto's apartment where Naruto was like 7 years old and gives him some money and says, "This is for the rent and your food and whatever. Don't spend too much." And he acts like an absolute jerk towards Naruto. He doesn't answer Naruto's questions. He is very harsh towards him. This is the scene people usually remember when they say, "I hate Hiruzen, he's a terrible Hokage, a terrible person." But that scene, it's not canon. It's a filler scene from a filler arc that's relevant for the story. It's a stupid filler scene. I hate filler arcs and episodes so much, and this is probably the main reason why. The pacing is not even the biggest issue there because you can skip the episodes, but these scenes, they can give you the impression the characters are acting in a way that they would never do, like Hiruzen here. He was very kind towards Naruto. He was never that severe for no reason at all. I mean, when Naruto defaced the Hokage face in the Leaf Village, sure, Hiruzen reprimanded him for good reason. After all, he was vandalizing the village. But you can see in chapter 1 that Hiruzen was very fond of Naruto already. That stupid rent scene never happened. It's a filler scene because the Studio Spirit need filler episodes to fill in their time so they don't catch up to the manga, but nothing is relevant there. Now, you could say that people in the village, even ninjas like Iruka, really hated Naruto for him being the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, but this is pretty much out of Hiruzen's control. You, over there, you cannot hate Naruto, okay? You have to actually act happy towards him and whatever. No, he can't control people's emotions, but nobody was ever violent towards Naruto. At least no adults were violent towards him, even people that lost their loved ones during the Nine Tails attack, because Naruto was never really attacked when he was a kid in the Leaf Village. Well, yeah, except for Mizuki, but he was probably arrested in Naruto chapter 1, and his objective was to steal the scroll, the Shadow Clone Jutsu, so it doesn't really count because he wasn't doing that just to kill Naruto or anything like that. He had other motives. And that's certainly because Hiruzen didn't allow that to happen, because yeah, everybody really despised Naruto. But then you could say, well, Hiruzen could have made a better effort to make sure people wouldn't hate Naruto, but it's really difficult because Jinchurikis are kinda hated by default in the Naruto verse. There's a lot of prejudice, and this is in the premise of the series. You can't snap your fingers and make people not despise Jinchurikis or be afraid of them anymore. You could say Hiruzen could have told everybody that Naruto was the son of the 4th Hokage and that he deserved more respect because he was the one who kept the Nine Tails at bay, essentially. But Hiruzen wanted to hide Naruto's parents' identities because it would be dangerous for Naruto to be known as the son of the 4th Hokage, the man who killed 1 billion people during the 3rd Great Ninja War and made enemies in all of the other 4 great nations. And to try and help Naruto even further with this prejudice problem, Hiruzen made a law that forbade everyone to speak about the Nine Tails and the incident that happened, especially to children from Naruto's generation. And that gave Naruto a fighting chance to not be hated by everyone in his generation by default, so that he would at least be a normal child when he is in the academy. It doesn't fully work because parents still could tell their children not to be close to Naruto for no particular reason, just because he's not a good kid for you to be around, and then the parents don't give them any specifics. There's a tail beast inside of him or anything like that, but at least that way the kids are just like, yeah, my parents told me not to be close to that guy, but I don't know why, I'm not gonna be close to him. It's sad, but it's definitely not as bad as, oh, he has a demon inside of his body, I'm afraid of him. And also, Naruto didn't really help himself in that regard when it came to friends in his academy days. He was a difficult kid to be around, he liked to pull pranks on everybody, he wasn't very likable. And yes, obviously it's because he wanted the attention of everybody because he was alone, and that's because of his background. I'm not saying Naruto's a terrible person for acting that way when he was a kid, but it's something that's somewhat out of Hiruzen's control as well. Now, Naruto's childhood would never be good because of his pre-established conditions of being the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails regardless of what Hiruzen did. And when you take everything into account, Hiruzen did a pretty good job with Naruto in his early years. Yes, he didn't adopt Naruto, but if Naruto was not supposed to be known as the son of the 4th Hokage, if the 3rd Hokage all of a sudden decided to adopt a random child, that would raise some eyebrows, wouldn't it? And also, put yourself on Hiruzen's position. The Leaf Village has won all 3 great ninja wars under Hiruzen's command. Yes, Hiruzen was the Hokage when the Leaf won all those wars because he was instated as the 3rd Hokage during the 1st Great Ninja War right before Tobirama died. So yeah, the Leaf Village won the 1st Great Ninja War with Hiruzen helming the village, just like the 2nd and the 3rd as well. But those are more obvious. The Leaf Village flourished a lot during your reign as the 3rd Hokage, a lot of prosperity when you're not at war at least, and you overall did an amazing job ruling the village. Yes, Hiruzen's done some mistakes here and there, but when you rule the village for over 30 years, you're bound to make some, such as letting Orochimaru escape and not having the guts to kill him. That's a big mistake Hiruzen did, but he kinda made up for it in the end when he, sealed Orochimaru's arms and all that. But still, after the 3rd Great Ninja War, you're getting a little bit old, you're in your mid-50s. It's probably time for you to retire. After all, being Hokage is a lot of responsibility, and if you're not at your peak condition, then the village's not gonna be that well protected. Luckily for you, there so happens to be the strongest ninja that was ever born in the Leaf Village right around the corner over there. He became a hero in the 3rd Great Ninja War. Everyone in the village admires his strength, his charisma, and everything else about him. He's way stronger than you are, and he's extremely intelligent, so yeah, he's the perfect pick for the next Hokage. I am gonna pick him, and then I'm going to retire and enjoy the rest of my days here. If the Leaf Village needs me, they can definitely help out, but I'm getting old, so probably should let the more powerful and younger guy with more energy to take over, right? And that's exactly what Hiruzen does. Perfect plan. The Leaf Village is at peace, the 4th Hokage is extremely powerful, everybody is happy. But then your successor cannot keep it in his pants and impregnates the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, which prompts the attack of the Nine Tails on the Leaf Village. And then the 4th Hokage has to seal the Nine Tails in his newborn baby and dies in the process. That's amazing! My successor didn't rule for a year and he's already dead. I thought he was strong or something. Wow. Now, a lesser man in Hiruzen's situation wouldn't really care and just leave the village for 12 years, but Hiruzen took the mantle back and became the active Hokage again, even though he was already pretty old. Kushina told him to take care of Naruto, and that's exactly what he did. Short of adopting Naruto, Hiruzen did everything in his power to make sure Naruto would have the most comfortable childhood possible, which would never be comfortable. Even if Minato had survived the attack of the Nine Tails and was Naruto's dad, Naruto's childhood would still be very difficult. And think about this for a second. Hiruzen had to become the Hokage again after he didn't plan to. After all, I'm pretty sure Hiruzen thought Minato would live to his 80s and would be the Hokage for at least 40 years or so. Everybody thought the guy was completely invincible, and he had to manage this awful situation where the Leaf Village was in shambles because of the Nine Tails attack. There were many geopolitical threats that could try to take advantage of the Leaf Village's position there after being attacked to try and do something bad, attack the village, try to steal something. Another war could have started because the Leaf Village was so weak and they had won all previous 3. It was definitely not a good situation for Hiruzen to be Hokage again. Tough things to deal with, Adopting Naruto in that point in time was probably not a very good idea. First, because he didn't want people to know he was the son of the 4th Hokage, and also because he was really busy. And if Naruto, the 7th Hokage, cannot go back to his home to stay with his biological kids because he has too much work as a Hokage in the most peaceful time ever in the Naruto verse, considering that he can create thousands of shadow clones because of his massive chakra reserves, he gets so exhausted he can't even make a proper shadow clone to go back and see 2 stupid children, I doubt old man Hiruzen would be able to do that for an adopted Naruto. Now let's list everything Jiraiya has done for Naruto in his first 12 years during his childhood. Number 1. Oh yeah! Jiraiya wasn't in the village! village for 12 years. Naruto didn't even know who he was. Wouldn't you look at that? I guess beeping on ladies in hot springs and writing softcore novels was more important than raising his godson. You know, the kid that was named after Jiraiya's main character in his first book? And let me remind you that the literal purpose of a godfather is to take care of the child if something happens to the parents. Well, I'm pretty sure something did happen to the parents. Jiraiya only shows up after, 12 and a half years or so. I guess a lot of traffic in the land of fire, dude. And then people have the most absurd defenses for Jiraiya in this situation here. Oh, he didn't know Naruto exists. He didn't know Kushina was pregnant. That's absolutely false because he literally sees Kushina with a belly bigger than Choji's. And they even asked Jiraiya's permission to give his character name to Naruto. So yeah, that's obviously not true. And then they say, well, but he returned when he learned about the Akatsuki and that they were after the Nine Tails. Well, I guess you could say he returned to protect Naruto, sure, but Hiruzen was there protecting him the entire time. Oh, but Jiraiya gave him a half popsicle. Oh, wow! Hiruzen gave him an apartment to live in.
You were more than just a teacher to me, Jiraiya-sensei. You were like a father.
Hey, you know what? When I think about it, I guess that makes Naruto something like a grandson to me.
And then you can say, well, but he taught Naruto the Rasengan, and he taught him over the time skip. Sure. I mean, the Rasengan is very important, but the training during the time skip wasn't very impactful at all. And Naruto got more powerful in that 1 week of training he had with Kakashi when he learned the Rasen Shuriken than with the 3 years of training he had with Jiraiya during the time skip. And talking about Naruto's training here, when Jiraiya first showed up, he only agreed to train Naruto because he used the sexy jutsu on him. I don't know, man, that seems a little sus. And the worst part about all of this is that nobody acknowledges Jiraiya's 12-year absence from Naruto's life, his godson. Nobody in universe and nobody out of universe. The fans, they don't really care. Jiraiya only showed up, after Naruto was a grown child. They're just like, oh, Jiraiya's so cool, man. He has such a cool design, such a cool personality. He's a funny character. He's awesome. Meanwhile, Hiruzen is literally running the entire village as an elderly man and doing everything in his power to make Naruto's life as comfortable as it can be. But people absolutely despise the guy because of one filler scene. Think about this for a second. Jiraiya never even tells Naruto, yeah, sorry, bro, I didn't show up for 12 years, but I'm gonna train you now or something. Or nobody even calls Jiraiya out on it, like Kakashi, for instance. He was Minato's pupil. He should have been like, okay, Jiraiya, where were you, dude? Well, I guess you could say Kakashi didn't take care of Naruto as well, but when Naruto was born, Kakashi was like 14, so not exactly prime age for you to adopt a child. It's just kind of annoying because Hiruzen gets this bad rap he definitely doesn't deserve. And if you agree with me, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and also watch this other cool Naruto video right here. Those 3 things really help me out. Thank you so much for watching, guys.